Hey YouTube, it is your girl Duchess coming in with some entertainment. You guys subscribe to me for TV reviews, entertainment, and whatever else I may throw at you guys. So, for right now, as I'm still kind of shaping this channel, so today Jennifer Williams' fiance reported in DeKalb County today on his probation violation charges, and it sounds like it was revoked. Um, and so they are set to get married in Paris, I believe, next week. Definitely within the next 10 to 12 days. And it sounds like this wedding will not be happening. And there has been a lot that's kind of jumped off about him. I don't know if you follow Millie Chan TV. She reported in a shorts kind of thing. One of his kids' mom came to the forefront about, allegations that Jennifer was in her apartment that she shared with him. She used to work with him as well, and they have small children together. Sounds like infants that are under a year old. Um, that she was in her apartment when she was visiting family, when she and the kids were visiting family. um, her neighbors were giving her photos and videos because they were concerned. They knew that they were still together. Christian ultimately moved out, kind of semi sort of. They ended up getting evicted. There's been a lot that just have been coming out about this gentleman. And so, I just kind of see it as Jennifer obviously being saved from something. Let's hope that she listens and, doesn't sign up to be jailhouse bae. But yeah, so his probation was revoked, and I haven't had an opportunity to listen to all of the court proceedings. So I am just going to watch it with you guys. So let's take a listen and see what happened in court today. Muting the mic.
And it is granted. That's great without question. This is position 5 on our calendar, 15 CR 1187, State versus Christian Walden. So the parties announced they have a resolution, but it's not 100%. What's going on?
I'll let you just say, indicate first. It is.
So who you are listening to now is his attorney arguing, like presenting for Christian. Jennifer Williams was in court today. We didn't see her, but she is definitely there. The attorney will announce that. So let's get back.
It is an admission, Judge, to the violations laid out in the petition for travel outside of the jurisdiction. So there's an admission with the regards as far as restitution goes. That I've shown the state proof that will be, if it has not been handled, it will be handled. I have some money in my trust or in my pocket. If what we sent does not go through, we send something to JPay, it is not gone through the system yet, so we have the restitution. So, I think it's a admission to, I believe, on part 4 of the petition. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 violations outlined under condition 6. Those are admissions. Those all occurred in the month of July of this year. So there's an admission to those, and I believe the restitution is resolved. So it would be as to sentence.
All right. And Your Honor, I don't know if you want me to read the petition into the record or you would like to take notice of the petition. I'll take notice of that. I had to read it before I signed.
This female that's coming in, that is the prosecuting attorney who is arguing against him, the restitution being reset or his probation being reset. That's what you're hearing when the female comes in. I am still learning all the copyright kind of things. So this is my way of kind of getting, around anything that may strike my channel as I'm kind of learning how to navigate these live streaming avenues. So let's keep going.
Yes, it is part of the record.
Understood. So that being said, we do have, as I understand it, an admission to the travel violations, and I just want to speak briefly to those as well. But also, I understand that Mr. Malik has brought money orders for the restitution amount in full. We're going to make sure that it's submitted to hopefully the correct place via probation so that it will get paid off in full. My concern and what I'm going to ask for, what I'm going to ask for, is that there was, as I understand it, a previous administrative hearing a year ago as to another travel violation. At that point in time, and I have this here showing Mr. Malik, but Mr. Walden did sign it in the course of that administrative hearing that he was admitting that he had violated this provision that he's not to leave without permission, and signed an acknowledgement to that effect. He has since then, on numerous occasions, thumbed his nose at the provision that he's not to leave the state without prior supervision. And in fact, he has left not only just the state of Georgia, but he has left the entire country of the United States. That being said, when he is to leave the country, my understanding is that he actually would have to get permission from Your Honor to do so, and has not done so on various occasions, and in doing so has been very flagrant with that. There are many postings on social media about his travels, going to various countries, and my concern is that he has shown disregard for that. That being said, I understand that there is not a subsequent violation in that there's not a new criminal offense that is being alleged in the petition that we have before Your Honor. I had let Mr. Malik know what I was going to ask for. My understanding was that based on previous conversations that he was not opposed, but I don't want to speak for him. I think the issue was when this is going to be served out, because he's had the benefit. There is a warrant for his arrest currently for the probation violation. He has had the benefit of Your Honor placing him on a calendar for a walk-in violation. But I'm going to ask that he be revoked for 30 days based on the fact that he has these new violations. I understand he's making restitution whole, hopefully today, because we have those money orders in this courtroom to that. But that he has previously violated, and he's been additionally warned beyond just a probationer who has not had that previous administrative hearing, who's signing an acknowledgement, and that is my concern here, is that he is continuing to violate and not go through the proper channels to do so. And so that is the basis of my request. I understand, or at least based on what I understood previously, that Mr. Malik is going to ask for, if there was time to be served, a different date. I'd ask that he be taken into custody today based on the fact that he has that outstanding warrant. But ultimately, we'll leave it within the discretion of the court.
Right, thank you, Ms. Miller.
Judge, obviously, I filed a motion for walk-in hearing, and the basis for that was that Mr. Walden has a wedding that is coming up in 1 week. His fiance, Jennifer Williams, Ms. Williams, is present in the court. If you can stand up. And then everyone, I believe, back there is with Christian. That he has strong family support. In my motion for walk-in hearing, I alluded to the fact that these are the violations that he has are for leaving this jurisdiction without obtaining said, Judge, we had a man that was placed into custody almost 10 years ago. He served 30 months. He was released in February of 2018. Since his release, that's the violations that this state is going on, is that he is left without permission, a technical violation. He has done his classes, restitution is being paid in full. He has stayed away from the individual in that case, Ms. Madison Schmidt. That was his only arrest ever. And he got the book thrown at him pretty hard on that one, in my opinion. I believe that given the fact that he has no violations other than the technical before you're on, that he has a wedding that has been paid for in another country, and we were seeking a travel pass in that motion that I filed, that many people are going to attend, that I would ask the court in this particular case, given that the violation, in my opinion, is technical and relatively minor from what I normally see, and not one that he denied even with probation. And you've been out for 6 years, you're about to get married, you've got your family behind you, you're ready to go, and he was attempting to get restitution done so he could get off probation. So I would ask the court, given all that, that he be allowed, reinstated to probation and allowed to travel for his wedding. I would ask that once restitution is paid, and proof of that occurs, and we have the money in my pocket, we've also mailed it, so we brought that as a backup just in case, because it hasn't posted in the system. That his probation term, this is almost 10 years. He's been out over 6. He's got a strong family support, and this is about to be the biggest moment of his life, marrying the love of his life. I think that that's a reasonable request under the circumstances. And so, Mr. Walden sits here before you, begging for forgiveness. He did not ask permission properly, but the one thing I will say in his defense is that the sheer magnitude, which is what I put in my motion, the myriad of probation officers, we have probation officers, consultants, tab, chiefs, there were communication issues. It does not excuse the conduct, it helps to explain it. I think that's a reasonable request. So I certainly would ask that he be reinstated to go and be allowed to go get married. And I would also ask that once the restitution is confirmed and payment is in full, the final condition on his probation, that the case terminates. It's been almost 10 years. He doesn't have a lengthy criminal history at all. This is his only arrest. I think that's reasonable in the circumstances. So we'd be asking the court for that, is to lift the warrant, reinstate, once allow us to travel for his wedding, and that once the balance is paid in full in this particular case, that the case terminates. That's what we would ask. And if the court is inclined to give custodial time, I would ask that he at least be able to go get married and come back and serve the time at that time.
When is the wedding?
It's next week, Your Honor. The exact date, I believe, flight is Monday. Okay, so the flight is on the 9th, Judge. The actual wedding is the 13th through the 15th. All the ceremonies and all the things that go with it. I just dealt with one a year ago. It's a lot. And the honeymoon would be finished on the 20th.
And, Ms. O'Neill, did you have anything after hearing from Mr. Williams?
Yes, just briefly, Judge. So just to clarify a couple of things, I don't think it's necessary to go through his criminal history, but Mr. Williams did indicate that this is his only arrest. That is not in fact correct. But I don't think it's necessary to go through what his other arrests were, but just to say that that is not correct. I understand that a wedding is a very momentous event in someone's life. My concern is that, as you heard, this wedding is also out of the country and was planned, again, to go out of the country without permission. It's now a kind of attempt to beg for forgiveness, but this is a continual pattern that we're seeing over and over again with Mr. Walden. And some of my concern is, again, I understand making restitution whole today, which I appreciate and is a good step forward. However, with all of these out of the country trips, my concern is this case is set to conclude in August of 2024. That would be the termination date is August 24, 2025. And that all of these trips have been done without making really substantial payments towards a substantial amount of restitution. I appreciate that it's being made whole now, but I have concerns why other things that are ostensibly for leisure are being taken more seriously than obligations to the court. I will just state, at least from speaking with probation, my understanding is that I think at least on one occasion when he was confronted with travel, he did not initially admit, and then they had to confront him further, at which point he did admit. So I understand he's taking responsibility now by admitting, but those are my concerns, that we keep seeing these repeated violations. He then planned his wedding without getting permission in advance. Certainly something that he would be planning far, far in advance and would be enough time to get permission. And so I think that what we see here is, I'm not asking for substantial amounts of time on a revocation, but I do think there needs to be some accountability, that when you are being held accountable by the court, that doesn't mean to do whatever you want at any point in time without any regard to the rules.
All right, anything else we need to know?
Only just as much as the travel business play, and if you did think about that, usually many probation officers, so it wasn't that they just never did it, it was, there were times that occurred. I think that's important. This was traveling the world and leisure. Much of this was related to this.
All right, so as far as, custodial time, I'm gonna have Mr. Walton taken into custody today. He'll release on September 8th. And then he'll have to come back and report back to the jail on the 23rd of September, and he'll be released on October 5th. So he'll have 15 days custodial time and then reinstate. I am not gonna close this probation after payment of restitution. Because that does not sit well with the court, that business or otherwise, that restitution, this case is old. And, the, length of the case is not, positive in the fact that restitution is just now being paid. Considering that we are here on violations that cost money, for violating. So that is what we're going to do. Can you drag that for me?
Yes, and just so that I'm clear for the order, and make sure I have all the dates down and then I'll just review it.
15 days, it should be today, 9/6 through 9/8. And then 9/23 through 10/5, I will give permission to get married.
You said the 23rd, you did the 25th, because the 24th is a lot of that, because that beats up same number of days.
I thought you said the 20th was when it was.
No, the 24th, I apologize.
So it'll be 9/24 until 10/6.
And for the total amount of time revision,
15 days. 15 days remote and then reinstate.
All right, so there you have it. He was arrested, but it sounds like there could still be a wedding in Paris. Sounds like it.